So very important lesson for everyone to learn here when it comes to promoting, selling anything. When we're not getting the sales or the conversions we are expecting, there are a couple of stages of things we start working through to check. Now, the first one is I do recommend that anytime you're selling anything anywhere, you are using funnels to do that. Your sales page ideally is on funnels. Why? Because behind the scenes, you have statistics. And in fact, I will open up my screen just a second and show this to everyone because this is something that's really important for everybody to go in and check. And in fact, I do have a funnel page open at this very second. Now, the reason why we check our statistics on our funnel pages first is because this is going to tell us whether we're getting any clicks at all. If we're not getting any clicks at all, it means that we have an issue with the actual ad or marketing that we're putting out there, because it means no one's even interested to click. So that would tell us, if we've got no clicks happening, that we have an issue with the wording of the ad or the wording of the email or the social media content itself. You're either not targeting the right people, it's not clearly described who it's for, and just the general message is not hitting either the right people or in any way explaining what it is. So your first thing you're going to do when you're checking, why is my thing not selling, is click on websites and funnels, go to funnels and find your funnel where you're selling your thing from. And you will have up here stats. Now, I have literally just launched this morning. I don't have very many numbers on this one at the moment, but this here is what you will see in a basic 3-step funnel. And let me explain what we have on the screen right here. So let me move my mouse down. First of all, we have in this particular funnel 3 steps. We have step 1, which is the sales page, step 2, which is the checkout, and step 3, which is the confirmation page. So inside our steps over here, that as step 1, I'm going to make this bigger for you. Step 1, the sales page. Step 2 is the checkout. And step 3 is the confirmation that just says, well done, you're in, okay? What we want to do first in checking why something might not be getting the sales we're expecting is inside our main funnel area, click on stats up here. Now, this will show us where we might be having issues with our sales. So first of all, in this funnel page that I've only literally had out today, I've only just posted the link on Facebook about less than an hour ago, you will see that we have got a couple of different sections happening. First of all, let's look at our rows. Row number 1 that I'm hovered over in gray right now is the sales page itself. Row number 2 is the checkout statistics, and row number 3 is how many people made it through to confirmation. So that's what the different rows mean. Now, along the columns here in blue, light blue, green, and turquoise, if I'm going to use those colors, first of all, we have how many people actually viewed this page. How many clicks did we get? Then we have what's called opt-ins, then we have sales, then we have earnings per view. Now, on the page views, you've got all views and you've got unique views. We're only going to look at unique views. Unique views means 34, in this example, 34 unique individual separate people have viewed this page. 49 just means that some of those people have clicked this link twice. Okay, it's unique views mean 34 people. A couple of them have obviously clicked it more than once, which is why that says 49. But this is the number under unique that shows us how many people have visited step 1, which is the sales page. Awesome. Now, I clearly have something going askew on my page here because we should have opt-ins. So what does opt-ins mean and what does sales mean? Opt-ins means that somebody put their name in the checkout. Okay, so somebody has actually put their name in the checkout if they've opted in, but may not necessarily have gone all the way through to making the purchase. Sales is where you'll see all of your purchases, and then your earnings per view will tell you how much money you're actually making per person who visits your page, which is important when it comes to ads. So as we can see here, 34 people have viewed this page already. Then when we look at the checkout page, we had 8 of those people get all the way to the checkout page. All right. So this then tells us as we carry on, the checkout page is where people can opt in. 3 of the 8 people actually put their email address in, and 1 of those 3 people actually bought it. Does that make sense so far? This is really important. Okay, so now what we know is we now have to compare these numbers that we're seeing to the industry average to work out, is there something wrong with my product? Is there something wrong with my ads? We now need to just check out the average. Now, this will tell you what your average opt-in rate is and what your average sale conversion rate is. So underneath our sales section in the checkout, we've got our sales conversion rate. So this current example that you see in front of you is converting at a rate of 12% in terms of sales. It's the sales conversion rate we're interested in right now. So what does that mean in relation to the industry average? In the online world today, in 2025, the average online sales conversion rate is between 1% and 3%. It's that small. It's that small, especially if you're going to cold traffic. So what we're seeing here is, first of all, we have people visiting the page. So there's definitely nothing wrong with the page. And we also know that clearly our ad or our promotion is working because people are visiting it. Now, we then have a conversion rate of 12%, which is way above average. So this tells me that everything's working in the funnel as well. If you are seeing numbers hitting the sales page and you're seeing in the checkout a sales conversion rate of over 3%, you are well in the industry average and you don't have anything going terribly wrong. What we would have as our problem if we weren't making enough sales here is that we either aren't targeting the right audience or that we just haven't given it long enough. Because here's the next thing we need to know about marketing in today's world. The average buyer, the buying decision, is taking on average 12 months today. Now, of course, we have outliers, both sides. We have people that instantly buy the second they see it, especially if they've been following you for a while. But if someone's seeing this for the very first time, they might sit back and watch and follow you for quite some time and will need to see you multiple times at this stage, at least 22 times before they decide to buy. Wow. So here's another part of this statistic we want to look at. If we go back to our page visits, I've had 34 people visit this particular page. 34 individual people have landed on this sales page. Now, if we go by industry average of sometimes people check something out up to 22 times before they buy, we can actually expect this number to be 20 times this number and still be within average. Now, other marketers will disagree with me on that, and other marketers will say, if you've got 20 times people viewing your page compared to the opt-ins, you've got a problem. I would tell you that is based on industry averages, okay? So we could technically take that up to 3,000 in this particular instance for it to still be actually within industry average, okay? They're the first things I want you to check. Now, if we're not converting in the sales checkout, is i.e. we're getting loads of people coming to the page, but our sales conversion rate is bop. If our opt-ins in that second column on the checkout is bop, but there are people visiting the page, then here is exactly what the problem is. It's the copy on the sales page. Let me repeat that. If in this funnel, you're getting lots of numbers here and 0 numbers here, then it's your sales page that needs work. If you're getting lots of page views, but no opt-ins and no sales, your sales page needs some work. Now, never does it mean that your offer is necessarily wrong, okay? What it means is you haven't explained it clear enough. You haven't explained it in the right way to the right people. It may be that we're so involved in our thing, we actually haven't clearly explained just how much benefit they get from that particular thing. So the first thing I'd recommend you do is go to your sales page, copy and paste all of the copy from it, just literally copy paste. Go into the Sarah's sales page creation bot and re-put it in and tell it, I have had this many people visit this page and I'm getting 0 opt-ins and 0 sales. Please help me rewrite this page again based on the fact that I am targeting these particular people in these particular locations with these particular problems, and these are the things that my program is promising. It is very likely that I haven't explained my thing well enough to these people and the benefits that they get. How can I improve the page? And I'd recommend, again, breaking down how can you take your sales page and make it so enticing in terms of explaining what outcomes they're going to get, that you increase the opt-ins via changing the copy and adding visual imagery. So you remember that I've shared in previous programs, adding in visual mock-ups or visual diagrams that kind of depict what people get inside that program can increase your conversion rates and your opt-ins by 80%. So for those of you who don't know what we mean by that, I'm just going to show you because I know we have some new people here. Hello. I'm going to just take you into, and you can look at mine yourself. If you go to sarahcordiner.com/events, there it is, /events. I would just take you to, a good example would be, for instance, the Business Automation Bootcamp. So go to find the Business Automation Bootcamp, click on that, and it will take you to the Business Automation Bootcamp page. And I'll just show you how I've done this because, again, when we're selling knowledge, when we're selling something intangible, we do have to find ways to visualize the outcome instead of just having text. So here, I've put an image that depicts that you're going to create sales pages. I've put an image that depicts that you're going to create a funnel. I've put an image that depicts that you're going to have stuff automated. I've put an image that depicts that you're going to be recovering lost sales. So you can do this even with things that are really, truly intangible, like feelings. So imagine if you are selling a feeling, you're selling freedom, you're selling happiness, you're selling confidence. You can still use imagery of the outcome that people are going to get. You don't have to create literally those screen mock-ups that I've made. Images of the happy person. For instance, Manuela here, it helps people with immigration and getting their Australian visas. So I'd be using imagery of that really happy person in a very Aussie environment with a kangaroo next to them holding the Aussie flag in absolute exultation. I'd be sharing an image of somebody holding Australian passports, right? That's the visual depiction of what I am dreaming of if I want an Australian visa. So what imagery could you create? Now, ChatGPT had a major upgrade just 2 weeks ago, actually. We're filming this in April right now. Just 2 weeks ago, it had a massive imagery update. So I'd be going back into ChatGPT and saying, how could I visually depict all of my learning outcomes? Grab that prompt now, all of you. Open your ChatGPT, copy and paste in one of your sales pages or one of your free opt-ins. And I want you to ask this question. How could I visually depict every single one of my learning outcomes? Please describe an image for every single one of my learning outcomes. And first, it will write the images in text for you. And then one by one, you say, now please create the image for learning outcome 1. Now create the image for learning outcome 2. And it is amazing what it can create today. Just to tell you how mad this has now got, I was looking for ideas for my next outfits for my next boot camp, right? So I told ChatGPT what my brand is. I told ChatGPT what my kind of style persona is that matches my brand. Do you want to know what it is, by the way? This is hilarious. I made this up. My personal brand style for stage wear is, quote, a cross between Lady Gaga, David Bowie, and a mafia cartel boss. So anyway, I said to it, this is my style, you know my brand. Can you create some costume designs for me for my next Legends Lab bootcamp? And it literally made pictures of me and created my costumes for me. I screenshotted the costumes, I reverse image searched them on Google and found costumes and clothes that look like these completely made up designs that ChatGPT made for me. How mad is that? Unreal. Is that exciting or is that exciting? Insane. So you can be doing this with your sales page copy as well. So there's two tips, right? We're looking at our statistics when it comes to working out what is it that's making our thing not sell. Number one, is something broken in terms of the tech, full stop. Your statistics will tell you if you've got nothing working, no numbers showing on your stats, clearly you have a broken link problem. If you've got views but no opt-ins, then you have a sales page problem. If you've got numbers actually hitting and your average conversion rates are about right, then all your problem is you just haven't given it enough time. And you need to do more marketing. And it's as simple as that. So there are 3 things to check if your stuff isn't selling.